So let's create a new repository inside Eclipse, a new Git repository when working with Pydev files. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to this open perspective clicky guy, and we're going to add Git so that we can see the Git perspective. And in fact, I'm not going to use the Java perspective, so I'm actually going to close that. So all I have is the Git perspective, my debug perspective, and my Pydev perspective. Now, when you look in here, you may or may not have a Git repository. I happen to have one already. What I want you to do is to right click. So I just right clicked and say clone a Git repository. And when you do that, it's going to ask you for the location of the source repository. And what I want you to do is to type in here the link that I will give you in the instructions, but it's github.com/jennifersk/python_demo_shebang_main. And when you do that, you'll see that it will populate other stuff here and say next. It's going to ask you what branches to clone. You're going to clone main and keep going. And then it's going to ask you, where do you want to actually put this file on your computer? And what I'm going to say is hit browse and put it in the same place as your Eclipse workspace that you're already using. So mine is the AI Eclipse 2025 test. So I'm going to go there. And now down here it says Python demo shebang main. And I'm just going to save and then hit finish. And it appears right there. Great, so now I'm going to switch back to the Pydev perspective. And I'm in the Git perspective, I can see this Python demo shebang main, but when I'm in the Pydev, I can't. I still need to add it. So I'm going to go to the File menu, Open Projects from File System, and I'm going to go to the directory, and oops, inside of my Eclipse test, I'm going to select Python shebang main and select folder. Cool. And I will say finish. And now it's open. Make sure everything else is closed. If something isn't closed, right click on it and say close project, but you can't see that right now because it's closed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Pydev menu and say set as Pydev project, and then I'm going to right click on it again and to the Pydev menu and say set as source folder. Cool. Now, if you go back to the Git perspective now, and you're in the history tab, you'll see that there's some information about what I did back apparently in 2020 when I first created this repository. And I click on here, it seems that I changed the arthur.py file. Here, the first time I wrote the code was also 2020. So you get to see some stuff in the history. Now, the interesting thing that I want you to do is click on the Git staging section. And it says you have some unstaged changes. This .project and .pydev project files were created when we made the new project. So now what I want you to do is go back to the LinkedIn Learning Eclipse Essential Training course and watch the section on committing changes.